As y'all see my truck back there. I am still here in Laredo, and I guess I'm gonna title this segment "The Tales from the Truck Stop." So we got another story to tell, but we'll tell it once we get on the inside. There's too much going on out here. Too much. It's broad daylight. That's what's crazy about it. So y'all remember I said the story about the white pickup truck. I guess white pickup trucks, kind of like bikers when we get our bikes painted or customized black. It's just hard to be like, yeah, it's the black motorcycle person that did it, and you see a million different black bikes or whatever. So down here in Laredo, I guess it's something about white pickups. So on the other row, I didn't record it, but I could hear it because I just heard a commotion. Like, damn, what is that noise? And this is as I'm still waiting for me to get a load up out of here. I was told to deadhead from San Antonio down here to Laredo because I was instructed to do that, to specifically pick up a load to get me back home from my hometown. But that's another story. I'll get back to this story. So I hear a guy upset, and he was like, yeah, man, this is some bull. And he finished it with the S word. Right on. Try to make sure I wasn't getting surrounded. Had one guy smiling, walking towards me. There was another guy smiling, walking behind me. They must don't know. I'm borderline like damn Rambo out here. First blood, the real Rambo. First.
All right, hurry it up. It's time for my coffee break. All right, sit down.
Easy.
Sit down. Oh, sounds we just took the hard way. Come on. Damn, this boy's hard to get a hold of. That's okay, Warren. Don't worry about the soap. He's tough. Just shave him. Dry.
All right. How blind are you? Can't you see this guy's crazy?
Can't you see I don't give a shit?
Yeah, I can see that.
That's better. See there. I knew he
You're just gonna shave your partner. Take it easy.
Take this, Mitch.
Don't move. I don't want you to catch your own throat.
You son of a bitch! Come on!
What the hell is...
Art! Art!
Hey, you can...
Art, don't shoot. Art, come on. Shoot, there's people down there. All right, get help. I'll go after them.
When he took on the whole police force. Hey, how you doing? We're gonna pick this back up. I'm back in the truck. I was hoping I could pick it up. He just drove by. It's a white pickup truck, and I already peeked the scam that they're doing. So this is good knowledge for me, and of course for my people watching. I'm not sure if I have owner-operators watching my channel or not. Hopefully I do, because I notice he's mainly targeting owner-operators, and that's what's primarily here. Owner-operator, there's a sprinkle of company guys, but it's mainly owner-operators here. So he just drove by. Let me see if he comes back around. He came up to me, but I guess he remembered me from earlier today, and he just kept going. Hopefully he turned back around. So y'all won't think I'm making this up. And that flatbed truck down there, that's the one that had the commotion. So I guess I'll get to that story, since I guess he's not gonna turn back around. I'm just waiting to see if he gonna come back down this road, because I figured out what he's doing. Well, if I see him, I'll cut it off and we'll hopefully get that truck. So, as I was stating earlier, I heard commotion. It's the flatbed guy that's over there, because I had my windows cracked open. So I'm like, damn, what's that commotion? Don't really know what they're saying because they're speaking Spanish. Well, I knew something wasn't right because it was just too loud, and it's broad daylight. So he's saying this BS, this is BS, and the guy that's driving the truck, is two of them driving the truck. I didn't see the ladies, but they both driving the truck, and they let them know, oh, we can help you, we can help you. So I don't know what type of scheme. I mean, I know what they're doing. This guy clearly didn't know, and everybody else down here should be worried. So I don't know if it's necessarily the guys in the truck, or it could be whoever's working with them. They're slashing the owner-operator's tires on the trailer and kind of forcing them to a no-win situation, to where they either have to go to the high TA, because luckily for them, they are here at the TA parking lot, or they just randomly happen to have tires on their truck for them to buy. Like I threw it in the trash like that. Let me get it out of the trash. I don't have nothing nasty, that's why it's still like this. Or they're forcing them to buy tires from them. Well, they're not forcing them, but they like, well, hey, I can fix it quick and you can get a tire from me. So that's the scam that they're pulling down here. They're slashing tires, and you're either left with either going to TA or buying it from them. And I got robbed on this. This was supposed to be a large. This is definitely a small. I didn't want to argue, cause a scene. I was the only black person in there. I ain't want to be no issue, so I'm like, screw it. As you can clearly see, supposed to have a large drink and a large onion ring. And then I got chicken nuggets. 8-piece chicken nugget. Clearly this is not a large, this is a small. Now my drink is a large, this is not. And these are some tiny onion rings. So. But I've been out so long, we don't have personal conveyance, I don't have any groceries. It is what it is, so it's either eat peanut butter and jelly, which I've been doing, and I'm pretty much almost out of bread, or eat something from the truck stop. So, but the moral of the story was, when I do become an owner operator and get my own trailer, or even if I'm renting a trailer, just be careful where I choose to park, because someone is laying back like we in the jungle, and they're hunting, and you're the prey. And that's crazy to slash somebody's tires in broad daylight and play like you don't know what happened, but you got a better option than TA. Just buy these tires and that you can do them right here. Thought I heard somebody else. Now, what everybody's probably thinking, I know I'm thinking, what if they do that to me? Glad you asked. I'm gonna get out whenever I do get assignment, do my pre-trip, check the tires. If they are flat, I'm a company person. I'm gonna let them know, and I'm gonna ride up to TA. If it's because I'm at TA, I'm just gonna go to the service center. Or if it's not something I can drive on, I'm gonna walk over there, just like I walk to do this, and I go walk to use restroom. Let them know I need some tires, and they're gonna drive over here and fix it. So that's why I think they would do it to a company person too, but they know kind of off the bat, well, a company person, they're just gonna call their company, and the company probably has an account with TA, with Southern Tire Mart, with Love's, and they'll just, you know, fix it. But on the operator, they're preying on them because they know, okay, they don't have the big, you know, capital background like a company person, so they're more prone to our tricks. Oh, you gotta be careful where I park. That's all. Come on, stupid Zoom. Yeah. Hopefully that picked up. I was trying not to be too obvious, trying to be kind of incognito, because I don't need no issues happen to me while I'm vulnerable in this damn truck, because I'm just sitting here and there's really no way for me to get out of here. So I got to get back to what I'll say. So I said this reminds me of Milton. So because I'm sitting here, I've been up since 7. I did not start my clock, but I've been up since 7 a.m. It's going on 1 p.m. I don't have a load. I'm available. I have hours. It's not a lot of hours, but I have hours. I have 8 hours and 50 minutes. I'm gonna show you. So I have hours. I'm available for dispatch, and I have no load assignment. I've checked several times. I tried calling in. Now this is E.W. Wiley. I tried calling E.W. Wiley 4 times, did not get an answer. On the 5th time, I got someone, and you know, I asked him, hey, can I speak with the driver support over Texas? Because E.W. Wiley does it by zones. You don't have a set driver manager, driver leader, dispatcher, whatever you want to call them, wherever you work at. You don't have that here. You have 2 people running the zone. 2 people, and they all have fleet managers. So when I couldn't reach nobody on the phone, I reached out to I won't say her name. I reached out to the not dispatcher, driver. They go by driver support for Texas, because she told me to come down here. So I sent her a message. I called, she didn't answer. Sent me to her voicemail, left a voicemail. So then normally she's because I know I'm not the only driver, so she might be busy, and I left a voicemail. I didn't get a response, so I text her, because we text. So I text her, said, hey, just let you know, I'm ready to go. I'm down here. I'm at the TA off of I-35, exit 13, Laredo, Texas. Just want to know what the plan is. It's in my mind, because I've been down here with Wiley before. I've been down here twice with Wiley. First time they sent me to our sister company, I didn't know that at first, Lone Star. Fun fact, I tried to apply for them. I didn't have enough flatbed experience. So they sent me there. That we use them as a drop yard. We have a certain amount of trailers there, and I picked up a trailer from there, and I kept it moving. I don't know if I recorded that or not. I'm not sure. Then the second time I came down here, and all the times I stayed here at the TA, not in this particular parking spot, but I stayed here at the TA. The next day they sent me something at ATS, because the ATS has a terminal down here. I applied for ATS as well. They told me the same thing. You gotta have, well, Lone Star wanted 2 years of flatbed. ATS online it says 6 months of OTR experience, which I have more than that. I'm almost at 2 years of OTR experience, but they said no, we need you to have 6 months of flatbed, even though that's not what it says online. And if you go look online right now, unless they changed it, I hadn't looked since I've been here because there's no need, because I'm happy and I'm comfortable here. So when I applied, it did not say you had to have 6 months flatbed. It said 6 months OTR, verifiable OTR, which I had more than that. So, but I went to ATS and I picked up a load from there and I took off. So I was just assuming yesterday, okay, well, I know I don't have enough hours to make it to the Laredo yards or the Lone Star, or remember when I said it's weird when somebody just come park next to you when you have all these parking spots? Somebody just can't park right there. You just can't see them because I got the shade closed. And for some reason, these guys like to drive with their wheels all the way to the back. Now, there's no problem with that. I typically normally see that on the intermodal guys, because the load is so heavy, they have to have the wheels all the way back to kind of balance that load out. But if you got a regular drive van and a reefer, it just, unless you had one of the, because I used to work on the dock. That's a fun fact. Years ago, I was at FedEx Freight. The reason that we need the wheel slid all the way back, because your trailer is like a seesaw with the weight. So to support the weight on the forklift, we need those wheels all the way back just to kind of keep some good level balanced weight. So you got your weight in the back as you drive off the dock plate, driving to the truck, and then the rest of the weight of the trailer is on your drives. So that's why the wheels, it typically wants you to have the wheels all the way slid back when you're at when you're going to any type of shipping place to pick up the freight, when you're getting loaded and when you're getting unloaded. I got off topic. I knew I didn't have enough time to make it to the Lone Star or the ATS yard, but I knew I had enough time to make it to the truck stop. So I came to the truck stop and I assumed that I was going to get dispatched to one of those locations since I'm down here in Laredo, and that didn't happen today. So when the dispatcher or driver support responded back to me, it seemed like a generic message. It said that she was going to be out of office. There he go. I knew he was going to come back. Got him another victim. So there you go with the tires. I cannot, oh, he got on a professional shirt this time. I cannot get the license plate, but that's the truck, guys. All right, guys, let me see if I can give y'all a better shot of him. So there he goes. That's his latest victim right there. So he needs a tire. So if y'all down here, just be careful of this truck. So the message basically said, I'll be out of office beginning on Friday. I'll be back on Monday, which is fine. It's understandable. It makes sense. But today is Tuesday. So a long story short, on the E.W. Wiley end, and it also happened at Milton, when you deliver early, I notice, is sometimes they may already have a plan for you. And even though they encourage you to try to deliver early, and they try to tell you that, and this at both companies, well, I'll just keep it for both of these companies. Yeah, get delivered early, chances are you'll get something else, and you can also add that to the settlement. So I did that. I got delivered early, and I called and notified them and let them know, hey, I'm delivered early. This also happened at Milton. So then they'd be like, oh, okay. We'll just head to a truck stop, and as soon as we can find something for you, we'll let you know. So at Milton, that happened a lot, where it was kind of detrimental for me to deliver early, because it seemed like if I do deliver early and this is during the week, of course, when I'm doing this, I wind up not getting another load. It's like either the freight is soft or whatever, or they'll say this is not a good reload area, we need your deadhead here or whatever. So that happened a lot at Milton. This is the first time it happened to me here at no it's not. It's the first time it happened down here in Texas. The first time this has happened, I don't know if y'all remember, I was down in Florida, but that's known in Florida. It's always, they say, easier to get into Florida versus out of Florida, or you'll get something high paying to get that goes to Florida, but something low paying coming out. So that happened to me in Florida. They couldn't find me a load, so I wound up deadheading to Georgia. I wound up deadheading from Miami all the way to Savannah before they found me something. And that particular load led to those 4 excavators or cat bulldozer machines, and y'all remember that load. That's when I had a step dead. So that's what's happening here. I don't believe they knew I was here. That's why I didn't get anything today. And depending on how the freight is, and it's close to Easter, I don't know if they're necessarily gonna have something for me. So I don't know. Their policy is to get you home from 12 to 12 on the day that you request, which is normally no issue with me, but it's right before Easter. I want to get home. So, yeah. So, this is the second time this has happened since I've been at Wiley. The first time in Texas that has happened. The other time it happened, I was down in Florida. So to me, it just seems like in certain situations, it's not beneficial to get unloaded early because they may not have any freight for you. So initially this load was due today at 9 a.m. But on the paperwork, it said to reach out 24 hours in advance to the co-signee. So when I did that, he was like, you come Monday. So I was like, oh, okay. Okay. So, yeah. So I'm still here waiting. I think if I sit here all day today, I might do a reset, honestly. Will I? Yeah. I'll do it'll be a reset because I got here yesterday. When I get here, I actually got here at 1:17, but I had to do the post trip, so I didn't go off duty until after that. So I've been officially sitting still, going on, starting at 1:30 yesterday. So yeah, so I think I'm more on a resetting, which sucks because I had great recap hours coming. And the reason I didn't reset this weekend because I knew I was about to take home time. So to me, I was like, I got good recap hours I can run off of. I'm gonna want to recap it anyway when I go home for Easter. It made no sense for me to, you know, do 2 resets in a week. It didn't make sense to me. And I believe maybe that's what they were thinking. That's why they scheduled this delivery for Tuesday versus Monday, because they wanted me to reset. I don't know. But when I got 11 hours coming back in, I ain't reset. Now, if I had like on 3 hours, 2 hours, 4 hours, then yeah, I'm like, I better reset, because you can get stuck in traffic for 2 hours and then I'll be in violation or whatever. So, but I had a bunch of 11 hours coming, so that's all I got. I'm gonna take this off. We're not gonna waste a good work shirt. We're gonna wear it tomorrow. Hopefully, Lord willing, we get us a load tomorrow.